EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the state of Florida and TIAA Bank Field in Jacksonville. This crowd excited to see their Jaguars as both teams emerged from their tunnels a moment ago. We are just about ready for football as the Jags get set to match up with the Chicago Bears. Portee now ready to get this one started. And off we go from Jacksonville. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Two-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Danny Trevathan there to bring him down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
He'll get about 4 as he's past the 35 to the 38-yard line.
Nice job there defensively on 3rd down. Not only did they string the play out, but they didn't allow any room for a cutback. Really well organized on the defensive side.
And they'll look to avoid an early 3 and out here on 3rd and 4.
Hey, hold it.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
Not the result they were looking for there on 3rd down. They end up taking a loss on the play. The only person happy now, the punter, gets to go out there and show Mom that he gets to play in the game.
Hank. Green 80. Green cut.
Here we go on 4th down with Bortles. Eluding the pressure right. Now he's going to throw deep right side. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 4th down conversion plays, you usually think 1, 2, 3 yards, maybe 10. Not there. What a huge pickup as the Sticks make a drastic shift forward. Now Leonard Fournette. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. A great effort there. 26 yards. And the Jags have taken the early lead. And his kick is no good. An inauspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Our first carry now for Jordan Howard. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That's good for 21 yards and a 1st down.
Sometimes those lines that are drawn on a grease board or in a playbook, they come to life out on the field, don't they? And we just saw down that outside handoff to the right.
That right tackle, he gets excited for that call, doesn't he?
He does, because he just wants to dominate his guy and say, listen, I was the point of attack. I took care of business. That's why you're able to get downfield and add all those yards to your total.
Yeah, really nice gain there.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up third down.
That's two really good stops in a row. Back-to-back tackles for losses. I mean, let's face it. They are locked into what they're doing offensively. And now they've earned the right to rush the passer on third down, haven't they?
Yeah, and offensively they're going to have to do something. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Yannick Ngakoue coming in to drop it for a loss of 8, and it'll be fourth down. So on fourth down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. Back deep, Jadon Mickens. Taken in at the 11th. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. And out now comes Jacksonville as they get ready to go. They'll start out on the ground. It's Leonard Fournette. Takes it to the 26, just a 1-yard gain.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
372.
On second down, here's Bortles. Over to the right side, caught by Moncrief. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a third down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Bortles to the former Jet, Safarian Jenkins for the Jags' first down.
76.
Fournette, a first down carry. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Khalil Mack's starting to get a really big-time reputation as a pass rusher, and rightly so. So explosive off the edge, getting to the quarterback. But he doesn't neglect his run duties as well. How about that tackle right there? Such a package he has, able to play the run and the pass so well. I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
372. Here we go.
Throwing his Bortles on third down. Out of the backfield, it's T.J. Yeldon. And it's a big play there as he is finally taken down on what will be a terrific final act of this first quarter.
Here we go.
After the big play, a chance to finish now on first and goal. They'll try to power it home with a fullback Bohannon. And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. Tommy Bohannon punching it in from a yard away. And the Jaguars add 6 to their lead. Now Doug Marrone not even hesitating. They're going to go for 2. Here's Bortles to throw. And he is going to be stopped short of the goal line. Oh, they'll mark him inside the 1. He just couldn't keep churning those extra few inches. And the 2-point attempt is turned aside. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size and these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
On first down, they run with Howard. And that play will go nowhere, losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. They run play action for Howard. Now Trubisky. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Play action. It's Trubisky. Finding Gabriel, complete. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Trubisky to Gabriel there for a Bears first down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, when you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
They go play action with Trubisky. To the right side, complete to Miller. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
They pitch out to Howard. And he'll be taken down near the 20 at the 21. Telvin Smith that time there to make the play.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
And this is Gabriel on the catch. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. Play action. Now Trubisky. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he gets the first down yardage before he's brought down just outside the 10 at the 11. That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again. On the toss play, Howard. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up second.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Here's the first carry for Tariq Cohen. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Calais Campbell on the stop.
And while there was no gain on that run, we do know coaches whose identity is rooted in taking it almost to the limit and then changing things up on you down the stretch. I think we're getting really close to that point in time, though, where the identity may have to go out the window, and they've got to go a little bit faster in order to try and win the game.
And Parkey's kick is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. Now, that's something of a pick-me-up. The offense certainly has struggled, but they do get the field goal before half to put 3 on the board.
Yeah, you don't want to be shut out, but let's face it, those 3 points, that's not going to solve all their problems either.
Parkey now following the made field goal to kick this one off. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Jaguars offense now heads back onto the field. Bortles leads the Jags up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
380. Lucy.
They begin with a run by Fournette. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
He did have the touchdown run earlier, but not a heck of a lot more than that throughout this game.
No, not at all. In fact, I would say that this defense has done as good of a job on him as they have on any runner in recent memory. So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
372.
Two minutes to go here in the first half. Back with more from Jacksonville. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back after this.
Hey, spread right, spread right, spread right, spread right, snap. Hey, spread left, spread left. Lucy. Throw left. 11.
Now Bortles throwing on second down. He almost had it. The big D lineman nearly had an interception. Instead, it falls down incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
372.
To throw is Bortles. Open man is Westbrook, complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. And that goes as a gain of 37 on third down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And down inside the 35 he goes to the 32-yard line. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Bortles to throw on second down. And complete over the middle, Safarian Jenkins. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. Well, that'll get them to first down as they get 9 yards out of that quick slant.
Spread right, snap. 372.
Bortles now on first down. They'll check this one off to Fournette. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down. So they had the big loss on that first down pass play and facing a 2nd and long. From the gun, it's Bortles. Flushed out right. Lee's got it over the middle. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. Now the Bears electing to call a timeout defensively, as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. The Jaguars on third down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Now Bortles again. And to the tight end here, Safarian Jenkins. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. They'll try and run for it with Fournette. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. The loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
He'll get it up the middle. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. Not time enough for a play and then a timeout, you wouldn't think. So with 4 seconds left, they're going for it. A final shot before half for Bortles. Brings up 4th down. Solid coverage by the Bears D. Getting a hand in there and knocking it away, Eddie Jackson. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. And they're going to take a timeout defensively. So with 4th down coming up, they go ahead and burn it and say we'll see what happens. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And Lambeau will put... All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. So we hit the halftime break here in Jacksonville with the Jags on top. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So here's the Bears offense now as they get set to start this 3rd quarter. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something.
Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
So statistically, both of these offenses having a rough time getting a running game going. But, boy, what a nice play there defensively.
Tackling him behind the line, but you're right. You look at the numbers. Neither side looks on track in the ground game. And, again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. This is 3rd and 11. Shotgun now for Bortles. And he finds Safarian-Jenkins. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. A Jacksonville 1st down on a pickup of 17.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. Again, it's Fournette. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. So they get half of what they needed. It'll be 3rd and 6 upcoming.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. That one good for a gain of 13 for Jacksonville and a 1st down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So a good run by Fournette. Now another 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive. Because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. Now they'll throw it. Bortles. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And a good return here as he takes it up past the 30-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Trubisky brings the Bears up 1st and 10 at about the 32. After the interception, here's Trubisky. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. They'll try to run for it with Howard. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there.
And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. Malik Jackson continuing to fight downfield. The big tackle gets him for a loss of 11.
Lock it.
Now Trubisky to throw on second. Able to shake him off. Buying time to his left. Pretty nice gain on the scramble. Gets him 12 yards.
Partner was a definite passing down, but he was able to leak out and pick up some good yardage, even though the coverage was excellent. Maybe it's not exactly how they drew it up, but he still got a big chunk of yardage on second down.
18.
They go play action. Trubisky. And that is incomplete.
The frustration is definitely setting in because they've thrown it to him over and over, unable to come up with a catch thus far.
I think he knew he would have his challenges against his secondary. I don't think he saw a goose egg at this point in the game. Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on fourth. They'll indeed go for it with Trubisky. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-round pick, DJ Hayden. And the return stops at the 39-yard line.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Spread left.
So after the INT, it's Bortles. Left side complete, Safarian Jenkins. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
There's so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Play was stopped on that play, but he's had plenty of carries all afternoon. Every now and then the defense is going to win one, but I don't think they'll shy away from handing it to him the rest of the game.
Now Bortles. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 6 yards on the pickup, and they're going to face a third down. Throwing is Bortles.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware, a ball may come your way.
Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to fourth down.
Throw left.
They'll run it now out of the gun. Oh, and I think he went backward. He did. Doug Marrone can only shake his head. His guys are turned away, and the Bears will get the football back. And now the Bears coming out as they get ready. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Robinson's got it. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
This is Howard on second down. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Miles Jack there to make the tackle. And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one.
And nothing but daylight ahead. Touchdown, Chicago. Jordan Howard, 67 yards. And the Bears draw a bit closer. So on third and medium, they dial up the pass, and it works to hit the end zone.
And it's really not a surprise to me. That's a throwing down in the NFL because of how tough it is to run the football. But what offenses like to do is still show run formations to make them respect it and throw out of those. In this case, they took a nice shot at the end zone and made it pay off.
Out comes the Jacksonville offense as they get set to take over here. They've been asleep for a little while on this side of the football, Charles, and the score is just a one-score game now. Haven't had any points this half. What gives?
Let's go old school here. All right, let's get back to the basics. Get back to running the football, high percentage throws. Find the guys that eat pressure and make plays for you and make sure they touch it.
And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Bortles. Safarian Jenkins has it. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A good pickup there at 22.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Couldn't just sit on it here, could they? Had to throw the ball on third down. Got the big completion in the pickup. Fresh set of downs now. They've got to feel great.
And defensively a backbreaker. Fournette. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. A great play there. His second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Jaguars add on to their lead. This time, the extra point up and good. And it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
Now it's Trubisky. Dumps that off to his running back, Jordan Howard. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. Give him 2 yards on that play, and it's a second down. From the gun, it's Trubisky. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards on the play.
Hey, 18.
Looking to throw Trubisky on first down. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Dewan Smoot in there to make the sack. He buries him for a loss of 10. On second down, Trubisky. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Tashawn Gibson, and they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
Bortles on the give to Fournette, and he'll be brought down just shy of the 45. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. Got to figure now, after getting that turnover, they're just going to be happy to keep the ball on the ground, right?
This is where covering the football, taking care of the ball, all the ball security terms that have ever been used, they come into play for the guys on offense right now. Just take care of it, and they've got a good chance of ending up winning this game.
And now this defense trying to use the clock to their advantage. They'll take the timeout here with 2:08 left, and then they'll have another stop coming up at the 2-minute warning. Here's Bortles to throw. Escaping the pressure right. Looking long for... That's caught inside the 20. And they get this all the way inside Chicago's 10. Now what can they do here on second and goal? 3 red zone trips so far have yielded 2 touchdowns and a field goal. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Corey Grant, a 9-yard touchdown run. And the Jaguars had 6 to their lead. He missed one earlier, remember, but this time he gets it to go. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in a game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
He's going to let it fly. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. And they get the football. They'll set up shop at their own 49-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Over the middle, hauled in by Shark.